Good Tuesday morning, guys. My name is Jerry Miller, and welcome to Real Talk. This is an insider's guide to real estate life and the pursuit of happiness. We are live on Facebook and Instagram here. We talk real estate. We talk positivity on this show and on this network. The executive producer of the program, and yes, he loves that title very dearly. His name, Keith Smith, a.k.a. the Distinguished Gentleman, a.k.a., and I come up with this nickname. I don't think he likes this nickname. The eight-figure realtor. Oh, hold on. Eight-figure
Realtor.
The Yes Team Realtors are A-plus people. Guys, and why don't you get the words out about this? I'll hold them up, and then you tell us what we got.
Yeah, so Scott at Marco's Pizza gave us 4.
Yeah, and tell us how we got to this point. Sorry.
Are you guiding me?
I'm sorry.
Are we already back in this Batman and Robin routine?
Sorry, Batman. I'm sorry.
Good Lord. Somebody help me with Alfred. Help me with this guy. So look, we've been giving stuff away, and folks that are watching, and Scott with Marco's Pizza chimed in and said, "Hey, I'm going to give you 4." And Batman went over Friday afternoon to pick them up, and you know, us New Yorkers take our pizza kind of seriously. I had a slice; it was killer. So we're gonna the best emoji, the best engagement, whatever Batman and Robin decide are good, or Jerry and Keith, we're kind of give them out. It's a lot of fun. Engagement is really exciting, and we have other folks that are giving us sponsorships. Giving us gift cards to give out. But we
got people in the running already. So here's how you get in the running for the gift card. Stephanie Wells Rhodes is in the running. She says, "I love Scott and his generosity. I love some Marco's good morning, fellas." Good morning, Stephanie.
Good morning.
Ray Cadell says, Ray Cadell and Associates like Marco's, ... A lot.
Well,
a lot.
If he would have had a couple more dots, he might have floated up to the top. So, hey, guys, let's do this, folks.
Please vote.
Let's do this. Yonna and I voted this morning. This is a tradition that we do. We go out at 30 and go voting, and we went over to those who follow me on Facebook. We went over to the Nook for breakfast and had a nice breakfast. And so if I nod off in here, it's because I ate this huge breakfast.
What'd you get?
I got pancakes. I got eggs.
Did you sit outside?
No, we sat inside today.
Okay. How was the inside seating of it at the Nook?
Actually, really good. So they have alternated booths, which works out really good. But it was when we were there earlier this morning, it was a little too chilly to sit outside, so we sat in there. So Instagram. That says vote.
DMB41 Sharon put the goat emoji in the feed. Instagram, give us a question, give us an emoji in the feed, and you're in the running for this. Give us some good questions, some good perspective, and we'll relay it live on air. We are live on every social channel imaginable, and is the first topic is obviously get out and vote, which we did. We're not going to go down the road of politics on the program, but we do go down the road of engage.
Absolutely.
Do your civic responsibility of voting.
So, it was really interesting. Yonna and I were talking on the way in today. The volume of voting is endearing to our heart. That is really, regardless of which team you're rooting for, the fact that the votes count, or the folks voting, is probably going to be a record of some sort. At least it sounds that way if you follow it. So to me, that's just super endearing to my heart. So get out there and vote. Do your civic duty. When we went this morning, the line wasn't that long, but we're out in the country.
You're in Scottsville.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so it wasn't that long, but.
Stephanie remembers voting in that voter district when she was at the lake. The lake votes in Scottsville.
It does not.
Oh, I thought it does.
No.
Does a portion of the lake vote in Scottsville?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're going to go down this story.
Well, I'm curious.
So
Lake Monticello we're talking about.
Yeah. So in 2000, they redistricted, that's the correct terminology, Fluvanna County. And they carved out a place called the Acres at Lake Monticello, which was one of my developments where Yonna and I live. And we used to vote at the firehouse, Lake Monticello Fire Department firehouse, but we got redistricted, and we have to go all the way over to Antioch Glen, which is, unless you know where it is, it's pretty hard to describe. But it took us about 30 minutes 20, 25 minutes to drive.
Wow.
To go vote.
And that's the opposite direction of this.
We literally went the opposite direction and came back. That's the reason we went out so early to vote, and we wanted to get it done early. And plus, we have this tradition of going out for breakfast afterwards, which, and it's so important to my wife as a naturalized citizen. Vote, 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 and we vote at every election. And
Christelle says she votes at the fire hall. She says, Christelle's the catering director at CNO. She says, vote. I took my daughter as soon as school is over, just like my mom would take me. And Keith, I vote at the fire hall, is what she said. So she lives at the lake.
Correct. So again, that little section of Lake Monticello over by Food Line, if you're familiar with it, got carved out and pushed over to this Antioch Glen. So that's where we go. That's been since 2000. We go over there. So it's nice. It's a beautiful day. It's a nice ride. We make a morning out of it.
And I mean, considering Yonna and what she's gone through to become an American citizen, this is like another 4th of July for her.
It is another 4th of July for her. It is. She just recently had her Austria's national holiday was last weekend, if I remember correctly. So she got to celebrate that. But yeah, so for us, this is a big thing. We always brought our children to go there. I ran before, so they were part of that process when I ran for elected office in Fluvanna County. And yeah, so please get out and vote. It's super important.
DMB41 Sharon on Instagram. I voted in Fluvanna last Wednesday. I live right outside the main entrance of Lake Monticello. Mm-hmm. Lake Monticello's in the house this morning on Real Talk presented by Interstate Pest and Service Companies. All right, my friend. So yesterday was a relatively big day, statistically speaking.
Yeah,
the Q3 CAAR report came out, my friend.
It did. So remember, vote, please. Batman and Robin would be okay with you not watching Real Talk if you want. No. You can do it and listen to it.
Yeah, they can Bluetooth in their car on the way to the voting center.
Or they can get their little AirPods and listen to us chatter while they're online.
And a lot of people are doing that.
Listening to us on
in the car. Yeah, and as a podcast, it's wonderful. This is the future of content being done in the present in Charlottesville. But I've been eager, and you teased it yesterday on the I Love CVille show, the third quarter report. The numbers, and my friend, you predicted a lot of this. The numbers in this report's impressive. Now, think about this Instagram and Facebook that those are watching. Q3 2020 versus Q3 2019, home values increased 7%. So 7% on $200,000. What do you got right there? Quick math for you, Smith. You got that? 1,400.
Are you freaking kidding me? Is it this many?
No, it's 14,000. I was seeing if you were on point.
Is this many?
14,000. 7% on $500,000.
Get me a spreadsheet and a calculator.
$35,000 appreciation.
Yeah. Well, and we talked about this yesterday on the I Love Charlottesville. And by the way, thank you for tuning me in on that. That really is the highlight. I got 3 highlights of my day, of my week. So thank you for being one of them.
I hope Yonna's not watching, because if the 3 highlights are spending time with me and Judah Monday and Tuesday and Friday.
It's really Liza.
And Liza.
It's got nothing to do with YouTube.
Since Keith Smith has started doing Real Talk here on the I Love CVille Network, Liza is our I Love CVille mascot. She's a rescue dog from Caring for Creatures in Fluvanna County.
Yep.
She is a lab pit mix, we would think. An American classic. Since Keith has started doing Real Talk on the I Love CVille Network, he's increased Liza's BMI, body mass index, or whatever it is.
By 10 pounds.
By 10%. He gives her like 12 biscuits every time he comes here.
4. He's lying. He's lying. It's 4.
You're a good man. You love the dog.
I love the dog. And since, we lost ours yesterday, so I was loving a little bit.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah. 15 years with an animal is a long time.
Yeah. Unconditional love. Unconditional love. So
is that your first one that's passed? That's gone over the... No, you've had a few?
Oh, yeah.
I had one, and it was rough.
This is interesting, and we're not ready, folks. But Yonna and I were talking on the way in. This is the first time since 1987 we have not had a dog at the house. Normally we have a couple, right? And this is the first time we never have a dog in the house.
Are you going to get another one?
Emotionally, I don't think we're ready for that.
No?
This one was a tough one.
Yeah.
This one was a tough one. So one of the interesting things about this, and I wanted to take a little bit of a deeper dive into it by county breakdown and jurisdiction breakdown, but we talked about this a little bit on your noon show yesterday. The monthly supply of inventory is 1.9 months.
That's concerning.
Compared to last year, which was 4.2. So I don't have to do the math because they've done it for us. That's down 54.8%. So that's the issue. The issue is the lack of the inventory, and depending on who you talk to, some folks will say 90 days or 3 months and below. It's a seller's market. Some people will say closer to 4 months. So it really depends on who you talk to, but it's really dependent upon the actual market. So we talk about this all the time on the show. Real estate is basically 5 things, right? Location, price, features, condition, and we added a new one called time, because that 1.9 represents time on that end of it. But the other thing, and this is just the greater Charlottesville area, and I am not super prepared because what's today, Tuesday? This Friday, we're going to really focus on the other side of the mountain, because
that makes Ray Cadell happy.
Well, Ray's spot on, and I've really been doing a deep dive into that on the numbers and what that looks like. These particular numbers do not include. Excuse me, folks. That's the problem.
That's why you went with the little coffee.
That's why I went to
and the big Nook breakfast.
And the big Nook breakfast. My apologies. All right, we're back on track. So, third quarter 2019, the inventory. So, in other words, how many homes are on sale on the market? 2020 is 512. Last year was 1,046. It's awfully close to double, right? Mm-hmm. So that's under 51%. And the other thing that was really interesting we talked about yesterday is the percentage of list. So that's a number that we watch as realtors quite closely, what the list price is versus the sales price. And that is 98.6. Last year it was 97.6. So
98.6. You list something for $400,000. It's selling darn close to $400,000. Within 98.6 of $400,000.
To me, that's closer to 100. That's pretty close to 100%.
That's pretty darn close. So you had a point and change increase year over year there.
No, 1 point.
1 point.
98.6 versus a little less, 97.7.
Okay, is that substantial?
I think that is substantial.
You do?
I think that is substantial. Yeah, it's going in the right direction. But what's really super interesting, if you break down the jurisdictions a little bit more, the areas a little bit more. So the greater Charlottesville area is a whole region, which includes Charlottesville, Albemarle, Fluvanna, Nelson, and Greene, and Louisa. But let me find Charlottesville real quick here.
Stephanie says it's even harder when you lose one and don't have another one to snuggle with. Yeah. I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah, thank you. We have a cat at home, and she's
and the fish.
And the fish, yeah. Cat's liking the fish, actually. Oh, you know what? I forgot to grab. I'm horrible. I did not grab.
Tell us about Charlottesville, regardless, though, without the paper.
Oh, okay. Yes, dear.
Broad strokes.
Keeping me straight.
Yeah.
So Charlottesville, what I remember that their monthly inventory is 1.1 months, right? Albemarle's a little higher, it's 2.7 months. But the inventory is pretty much the difference. Everything's about 50%. Fluvanna is 1.1 months of inventory. So, it's just something that we need to keep a track on it. I think the question that we keep on getting asked is, what is the trend for 2021, right? We're kind of getting up on it. And then, the follow-up question that we always get asked is, how is this election going to look and going to impact it? And we can probably dive into that a little bit. But the thing that I really wanted to talk a little bit about, one of the majority questions we get asked is, what kind of renovation should I do in my house? So we can talk about that a little bit later.
Let's talk about renovations. One of the presenting sponsors of our program, Interstate Pest and Service Company, specializes in renovations.
That's
trusted company, 4 generations of family.
That's exactly right. So the issue, frankly, at this point is because of all these numbers we're talking about, 1.1, 1.2, Nelson County is the outlier. It's about 3 months. So that would be considered right on the cusp of a buyer-seller's market. And we talk about this all the time. I don't think this 3 months is really applicable anymore because the interest rates, and I've got a multi-page report from Lisa Sturtevant from Virginia Realtors. I mean, they are predicting.
It's going to stay. It's going to stay sticky.
I mean, everybody's predicting that. So what happens with that lower interest rate? It increases your affordability. It increases what you can buy.
You can get a 30-year fix with decent credit below 3%. I mean, you're talking about interest rates you'll never see in the lifetime of probably being on this planet. Your lifetime, my lifetime, his lifetime, below 3% on a 30 fix, 15 fix lower.
So Mr. and Mrs. Smith are refining with our friend Scott Morris on our house, and we're in the mid 5s. And
current rate.
Current rate.
And where are you going to?
Below 3.
And what are you going to do, a 15?
No, we're going to do a 30 because our house is 20 years old, so we're talking about renovation work.
Yeah.
We're going to do some renovation to our
very nice
our house. We're going to put some solar on it and a new roof. Would you mind slide number 1, Judah, please? So, because of the inventory so low, this conversation about what I should renovate, what I shouldn't renovate is probably more important than before. So,
how so?
Well, because inventory is so low. So, and we'll find out when we get to this, because I gave you a little cheat sheet here on the cost of value to increase on it. So there's a difference between renovating the house and keeping your maintenance up, right? Like Interstate Pest and Service Company will help you with everything, but things like, okay, is my house freshly painted? That's not really a renovation or remodeling project. Updating my kitchen, right? Or something. Master bath. And we'll talk about percentages of income, ROIs on that.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, when we get to that. But I want to clarify the definition. So if you have, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, our HVAC systems are 20 years old. We're replacing them. So part of our refinancing is we're going to cash out a little bit, and we're going to put a new roof on, put solar, update all our HVAC systems. If we were to put our house on the market right now, that would hurt us in our value because the product that somebody's going to have to redo that. The average life of an HVAC system, heating and cooling,
15.
Actually 10.
Really?
Yeah. You can get 15 to 20, which is...
If you take care of them, you change the filters. Larry Rhodes taught me this. Change the filters. Change the filters. Larry Rhodes, I learned that from you. Regularly change your filters.
Kind of like your underwear, brother.
I mean, you got to do it all the time. It
Yeah.
makes a huge difference, especially with animals.
With animals. So we actually have folks come in and service our units twice a year.
Me too.
Yeah, and
I do mine with Clyde Smith. They go every 6 months, I think?
that's
I'm on a
right. You
service
want to do
contract.
one spring, one in the fall. And you know why you want to do that?
Because Glenn and Larry told me, and Clyde and Jim and Bobby Kirby.
Because I said so.
Yeah, because those things are expensive. Those units are not cheap. You have 2 at yours? We have 2 at ours too. And what is the price of a unit now? Like 6, 7K?
We were replacing just replaced our upper level for $8 or $9 grand.
So you got the super deluxe ones.
Well, we got the most highest efficiency that we could get at the time.
Gotcha.
Because we're dovetailing our solar
Sure.
and our HVAC systems together. So actually what will happen is once we're all done with this, we'll have a locked-in electric bill of about $200 for 20 years.
Is a new okay, I'm going to learn from you on the show.
You're smiling.
Well, the reason, because I'm talking about this with my wife. So a new HVAC system at a house, do you consider that just maintenance of the house?
Well, that's what I'm just talking about.
Or you don't consider that improvement of the house? That's just maintenance, like painting, is what you say.
That's how I look at that. So let me look at it this way. You're going to have a heating and cooling system in your house.
But if it's new when you sell it, that has value to the new buyer.
It does have value, but when we're talking about renovations, we're talking about, so our 20-year-old kitchen, right? If we were to update that, which I do not need to do because it's in great shape, it's updated, you would only get, these are national numbers, by the way, just a mid-range kitchen, you only get recoup 46%. This is national numbers.
So, okay, this is great. If you put in, just use for the sake of a talk, for quick math, if you put $100,000 into a kitchen reno, you're saying you're only going to get 46% of that back?
So a mid-range level, national average is about 65 grand. Your resale value is about 30.
Dang.
That's 46.
Because the perception is you put in a brand new kitchen, you get significant money back.
But let's talk about that. So you have to define what that is.
Yeah, please.
Right. So what Mr. and Mrs. Smith are going to do is, because our cabinets are what was popular 20 years ago.
Are they brown cabinets?
Actually, they're natural maple.
Okay, so you're going to paint them white?
Well, actually light gray.
The fronts?
Yeah. So we're going to paint our cabinets.
Yeah.
Leave our countertops alone because they're granite. They're in great shape. Change out our faucets and our light fixtures because they're all 1999 because that's when we started building.
How about the appliances?
Appliances we're changing that all out.
Okay.
So we won't even come close to that number.
My buddy just did a massive kitchen reno.
But
he got a fridge, a Wolf, a super deluxe, a smart fridge, a Wolf stove, and a Bosch washer machine. Dude was dropping like $18K on appliances.
He's actually doing good.
You're saying that's a steal?
That's actually good.
What do you see in the appliances?
Well, an appliance, depends on what, when you use the word Wolf,
Yeah.
that's like,
It's like a Mercedes of a stove.
that's exactly what it is. Well, it's more than that. You can get all the appliances from Wolf. It's just a manufacturer. It's like a GE or something like that. It's interesting. The reason I really wanted to talk a little bit about this, it goes back to a term that you threw out. This now digital
curb appeal.
There you go.
How you fall in love with a house on Zillow or online first because of how it looks on your phone.
More importantly, how it looks from the curb.
Yes, but digitally on your phone.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Would you do number 2 if you don't mind, please? So would you believe it or not, this is all put on by, so this cost versus value data that we have here, they put it out this time of the year every year. It's a combination between the National Association of Realtors, National Home Builders Association, and the Remodeler magazine. They all work together, go ahead and do this. So they break it down by region. So this is our region, the southeast region. The number one recoup on it, dollar for dollar, the one that's closest to 100%.
Can I guess?
Go ahead.
I have not looked at the cheat sheet.
Go ahead.
Is it master bathroom?
Nope. Exterior.
Oh, exterior.
It's exterior. I'm giving you a little bit of hint.
Okay. I mean, has it got to be the roof?
Garage door.
Really?
Go figure.
Tell me about that.
I don't know.
So installing garage doors?
Well, no, redoing your garage doors.
Okay, like doing an overhead door company.
Come in, swap out your garage doors, putting in new garage doors.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
How about the roof?
So the roof, hold on a second here. Roofing replacement gets you, so if you keep that slide number 2 up, this is our region, gets you just a little over 60%, probably somewhere around 65%.
That is so demoralizing.
Return on your money.
If you put in a $30,000 roof, you're going to get 60% of that money back.
Yeah, but you got to, so the way I kind of look at it is you got to have a roof anyway, right?
Well, of course, but you would think that it's going to drive value for your house.
And this is a bit of a slippery slope, right?
How so?
Well, because if I'm going to go in and show your house, right, and your roof, and I'm going to look at it, and because of my background, you're going to say, okay, your house is 25 years old, it's a 20-year roof, or whatever it is. I know it's beyond its lifespan. You're going to have to replace it, right? Period. Because it's going to come up. in-home inspection. So, hey, look, if you can do it, let's go do it. Some people will tell you, hey, let's just wait until home inspection and see how it goes. But it really depends on these 5 things, right? So if you're in a location, and we're talking about this, and the coffee's kicking in here. If you're talking about this, like the coffee and the brain is moving.
I know, I see it. We're clicking, homie.
Yeah,
you said it always takes you about 5 minutes to grease the wheels.
It takes me about 5 or 10 minutes to kind of get it going. But if we're looking at a 1.2, 1.9, 1.5, depending on the jurisdiction, months of inventory, right? The where becomes super important, and you may not have to do this, right? And that's what kind of wanted to talk about today. It is so. Even though they're talking about national numbers, it's so specific to individual locations and individual homes. And you really need to get a trusted advisor in there to look at that. So we can walk through that. Again, it's got to hit these 4 things. Timing, we're going to put on the side. It's got to be the right location, got to be the right price. It's got to have the right features. And we talk about this condition, and that's what we're talking about here. So if your house is a little bit better condition, and maybe it's a little bit higher than the other house, and I'm going to move in it, and I don't have to put a new roof on it.
You'll pay a little more.
I'll pay a little bit more.
Yeah.
But you'll never, very few products, very few renovations you do to your house, you're going to get 100% return.
Is the appraiser considering a new roof when appraising the home?
Oh, I wish Mrs. Smith was watching.
She is watching. Yonna is watching.
She knows that. She knows that answer.
What does that mean?
That means I can't remember.
Yonna Smith. Help us, or any agent, help us.
I got a little left over from Batman and Robin honesty on.
I've never seen you blush. You're blushing right now. Does the appraiser, when he's looking at your home to justify the money that a bank is going to lend, does he consider a 30-year roof that's brand new?
I mean,
he has to.
He does.
Right?
But
or she does.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Yonna said, yes, honey.
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear. Thank you, Yonna.
I prefer to be called Batman, but anyway.
That's your wife you're talking to.
Got it. So, look, but you're not going to, and that's where we have to tailor the conversation with the seller. You're not going to get 100%. You're not going to get 110. You're going to get 120%. You're going to get according to national numbers, 65%, somewhere along those lines.
How about a new fence in the backyard?
Maybe you don't want a fence. Maybe you don't need a fence. It's kind of like a pool. But today, a pool is very different. But
what's the most important inside renovation? What inside renovation of a house drives the most ROI? Is it the bathroom, master bathroom, or is it the kitchen?
So let's find out. A minor kitchen remodel, which is what we're talking about here, as far as the paint, not actually a full gutting the kitchen and redoing it, brings you about 75%, right? So the largest inside. So most of your largest replacement is all your exterior stuff, like new windows is 78%.
We got a quote for new windows at our house. How much do you think this was?
Well, tell me what kind of windows you
I mean, super deluxe windows.
Wood or
it's the 2-pane.
Vinyl. Are they vinyl or are they wood?
They're good the nice windows.
Okay,
I'm sorry. Over $40,000.
Give me the brand.
Lauren, do you know the brand?
Okay, got it.
Okay,
so
I mean, you're asking Yonna. I don't know the brand. Mrs. Miller, can you help me on this?
You know what? I just had a genius.
I
just got a genius idea.
40 G's.
Yeah. Okay.
North of 40 G's.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What are you saying?
No, but I have an idea though. I've just totally pivoted.
I'm terrified of your idea. What's your idea?
I think we should get Mr. and Mrs. Miller.
Oh my gosh.
To do one show.
Mr. and Mrs. Miller and Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
No, in lieu of us.
Oh man.
Can you imagine? That'd be fun.
That would be she has so much ammunition
Ditto.
and leverage
Ditto.
over me. And
I think that would be fun.
And offering a microphone to my wife, she has my deepest, darkest secrets.
I think we should do
She's watching right now with the moms in the neighborhood,
Mrs.
and they're like,
Mi-
yes.
Mrs. Miller, how would you feel about that idea?
No, Laura, no. Michael Buczynski's watching, First Heritage Mortgage. He has a question for you. And guys, we have 4 $25 gift cards to Marco's Pizza. What we're going to start doing here is we're going to pick a winner in a couple minutes, and we'll sprinkle the winner announcements throughout the show. So put in the, she says, yes, absolutely. Keith.
There you go.
Lauren, no.
Am I still the executive producer?
No.
I'm not. I just got demoted.
You're now the lowly producer. We're going to pick a winner here shortly. Let's get to Michael Buczynski's question. It's a good one.
Sure.
Keith, it's directed to you. How do you feel renovations for resale compete to new construction? Are they in the fight?
No.
Good stuff, Michael Buczynski.
So ask that question a little slower.
He basically says, compare and contrast renovations for resale to new construction.
There's no comparison.
So basically he's saying this. I'm going to try to relate it to me and you. You buy a home at Lake
second grade.
Yeah, make it simple.
And that's insulting second graders.
Red.
Blue.
Remember what we said with Trey, my kid? He could ride the bike around everyone, but boy, girl. Basically,
and how old is he?
He's young. He's not even 3.
And he knows the difference? Good for him.
Oh my gosh, he is so
Good for
bright.
him.
You should see what he could do with the phone at not even 3 years old.
I don't doubt that.
He can run circles around us with the phone at number 3. It's terrifying. So basically, if you buy a home at the lake,
remind me to give him your credit.
No.
Get your credit card.
He was watching YouTube in the morning. I put Blimpy on so I can maintain some sanity and get ready for work.
I have no idea what that is.
Blimpy is like the new generation Mr. Rogers.
Oh, really? Cool.
And this kid is like crack. This guy is like crack for kids. You'll take a kid that's being horrible, you put Blimpy on YouTube or on TV, and the kid becomes good. And then dad can get ready for work. So I put Blimpy on YouTube on my phone. Next thing I know, he's clicking over onto the ads and trying to purchase a Fitbit. And I'm like, what are you doing, Trey? What are you doing?
So Trey, is Trey watching?
Trey's watching with mom, yes.
Trey,
yes.
Uncle Keith needs a new Fitbit.
Michael Buczynski's question, basically, if you buy a home at, say, Lake Monticello or at Glenmore, and these homes you reno, and then you try to sell them, can they compete with new construction?
No. So here's the major difference between that. And Michael, great question. And I think Michael is going to earn himself a gift card.
Michael Buczynski, First Heritage Mortgage. You just won a $25 gift card to Marco's Pizza. Is that what you're saying?
I think that's what I just said.
Okay, here we go. One of the 4 goes to Mike Buczynski.
Well, you got to write them down, right? Okay. So we'll remember that somewhere.
All right, Judah, 1 for Michael Buczynski. First Heritage Mortgage.
Judah.
Yeah, Alfred.
If that look could kill.
I see that look every single day. Stephanie, who's watching, also goes, Judah, poor Judah. Judah and I have worked together for over 8 years.
You just got told that this is a PG show, but that look was everything.
Sorry, Judah.
Everything, and you deserved it, by the way.
I'm sorry.
That's it. I'm going to be hard on you, Robin, today. So here's the thing. So you have Lake Monticello, right? So there's Ryan Holmes is building some new houses out there. We're representing a client that we're going to be bringing a national builder to build some new houses. So if I've got a house that is $300,000 in one of these subdivisions, and I'm going to buy a house at Lake Monticello, then this is oversimplifying it, that is built in 1972, and maybe I got new windows in it, and maybe I got new roof on it, but at the end of the day, it's a 1972 design. The basic bones of it is 1972 versus today, and I'll say this publicly. You know, we build houses structurally today far superior than we used to do back in the day.
Really?
Oh my God, yeah.
Not even close.
Not even close. The engineering, and the further you go back, you know, like in the 1900s and the 1940s and the 1950s, you know, as a builder, you can just look at these things, and the architectural, the structural, the building sciences has exploded. I mean, all the engineering wood and all that kind of great stuff. The structural integrity of the house is much different. So that would be my long answer to that question, is that yes, okay, but it goes to the location, right? So if I'm at Lake Monticello and I'm looking at a $300,000 house that's water view 100 feet from Beach 3, or one outside in a brand new subdivision, it's the where that's going to make the difference. The where is going to drive that thing. So it's really hard to compare the two because the where is so important. And each subdivision in Lake Monticello in particular has all these micro locations buried within a 4,500 lot subdivision.
You got more comments coming in from Lake Monticello. Kerry Rock, he says, no, not in the lake. I just sold my house at Lake Monticello and had to lower the price due to new construction options being on the market.
That's right.
So he's echoing what you're saying. Kerry Rock offering firsthand perspective to Michael Buchensky's question about new construction versus renovation. Again,
location makes a difference, right? So if it's in a certain location, it might offset that. But if you're comparing apples to apples, and location is not a driving factor, absolutely, yeah. I mean, why would you? I mean, it's like, would you buy a used car or a new car? So,
Yonna says, master bath, minor kitchen remodel, the best ones to do. Also, don't forget the front door.
Well, Mrs. Smith is spot on because...
Front door.
Yeah, so we go back to that, or Mrs. Batman goes back to that digital. I just had so much fun, man.
This man still wants me to call him Batman. All right, I'll call you Batman. I'll call you. He asked me before the show, will you still call me Batman?
And bow towards me would be nice. Grand entrance door replacement. Thank you, Mrs. Smith, because Mrs. Smith has the same cheat sheet.
Yeah, she's watching with the notes. In fact, she said, here's the material we're covering today, Keith.
No.
And gave it to you.
No. Executive producer.
I'm joking.
Entrance door replacement, steel, 92.2% return.
Wow.
So your garage door gets you nearly 100%. Your steel entry, if you drop it down to a grand entrance like this, if you really go crazy with the fiberglass and big dollars on that, which is just so you know, the average replacement of a standard brand new steel door is about $1,700 versus this, grand entrance, which is running about $9,000, and you only get about 46% of that back. So it's just the simple is better. Clean, neat, make sure the house is painted, it's fresh. If the carpet is a little old, these are things that you can change out. You may not get your ROI back on it, but if you're competing against, what was the gentleman's name out in Lake Monticello?
Kerry Rock.
Carrie?
Yeah, Kerry Rock. He just sold his house at Lake Monticello. He's the co-founder with his beautiful wife of Do Good CVille. Kerry Rock is a philanthropist, just a good guy. He's a veteran.
Oh, cool.
Kerry, what branch of military did you serve in? He's a veteran. He's a stand-up guy.
What's the name of his?
Do Good CVille.
I'll look that up.
Yeah, Do Good CVille. Look them up. They're partnering with, was it GovSmart, Kerry Rock with Do Good CVille, and your initiative for the Haven? I think that's what it was. Kerry, let us know. Keith is a Marine.
Didn't we not promise him we were going to go to the Haven in our outfit?
We said we were going to have lunch at the Haven because they were offering that great deal for lunch. It's like all you can eat or something for like $10 or it's like something like that. But the question continues to come up here. Can you ask Keith to compare to let us know which renovations are even more important that he hasn't covered? And also this one's coming up, maintenance versus renovations. You said painting, HVAC, and roof are not considered renovations.
Yeah, so those are maintenance particular items, right? So you need to do that. So one of the highest numbers on, believe it or not, this is again all the exterior stuff. So these are all just hot off the press numbers. So if you were to spend the money to rip off vinyl siding and put for cement fiber, in other words, hardy plank on your siding, which is about a $16,000 to $20,000 job, you get back 89% of your money, right? But it depends on what price point you're at, right? So if you and it's not only the amount of work that has to be done, and this is something that this app, Zillow, and all these people are not going to tell you. The first question that we would ask you is, well, how much you owe on a house? it's an uncomfortable question, but it's a question that needs to be asked. Because if you don't have the delta, if the market is at X and you owe Y on it, then we just need to do what we can to clean the house up, make it neat, make it presentable, and assuming it's in the right location. Again, if you hit these 4 things, you'll move. But in Mr. and Mrs. Smith's case, we have a ton of equity. We're going to take some of that equity out and make it, let's say, 21st century. And we're going to, and time's also the thing here, which these percentages don't calculate. So if you bring interstate pest control and service company to come in and, let's say, renovate your bathroom or your kitchen.
Greg Wells, he does a heck of a job.
And if you are know that you're going to live in the house for like 2 or 3 years, there's going to be some usage that's going to get baked into the ROI. These numbers are basic flips, right? So if you go ahead and do it, we put it on the market and we sell for it. This is what you can expect to get done. And we could put this in the feed. It's a pretty neat spreadsheet on different stuff.
Yeah, can we put that? Can we make sure that gets in the package? The renovations metric slide that shows the ROI you get on the renovations, J-Dubs.
So to talk about your roofing, it's
Yeah.
exactly 68.2% on it.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
A 30K roof, you're saying gets you 21,000.
Stone veneer is the only one that goes over 100%.
Stone veneer?
Stone veneer, so that fake, it's not actually real stone. It's like a synthetic stone that you put on the front of your house. You ever see that before?
Yeah, I've seen that before.
So you can get
That gets you 100% ROI.
100.2%, just a little low. That's the only one that's over 100%.
I would have thought a masonite to hardy plank would have gotten you.
Well, that's your 88.7.
Because hardy plank lasts forever. And masonite, if you don't paint it, is essentially cardboard.
Yeah. So if you got a $300,000 house, right, and why it's so important to have a trusted advisor do this for. So if Mr. and Mrs. Smith, we're literally looking at this, right? If we're going to put in X amount of dollars into a house and do that stuff, what do we don't want to do? What do we don't want to do in our neighborhood?
Outprice yourself out of the neighborhood.
That's exactly right.
And I tell that to my wife all the time. You can legitimately do that.
You can easily do that.
Yeah.
So the question becomes, what's your
Your delta.
What's your delta? Thank you. You know, how much equity? Thank you. Thank you for keeping me straight.
Of course, Batman.
Robin.
Of course, Batman. Yonna says, Mrs. Smith, please.
Mrs. Smith, please.
Mrs. Please. Thank you, Yonna. Carrie Rock says Army.
Oh.
Thank you for your service, Carrie.
Thank you for your service, brother. So the reality of it is if you delta, right, your equity, you have a certain amount of equity, that's fine. But if your equity is a little bit and you want to dump in $50,000 or $25,000 or whatever it is, and you put yourself over what the market can bear, that's worse. Just leave it alone. Right, clean it up. I keep on bringing that up. You know, simple little things like, you know, make sure the bushes are trimmed away from the house. You know, if there's branches overhanging the house, just simple maintenance things. And, you know, an inexpensive power washing would go a long way if you got some mold on, you know, green stuff growing on your roof, cleaning that kind of stuff. But in our case, if we have a delta, right, we're going to bring in a little bit closer to that delta because we're going to live in the house. Unless Mrs. Smith convinces me otherwise, which she's regularly tries.
She's
watching.
This is a good question. If two homes were side by side, and one home was completely renovated and one home was absolutely brand new, how would the prices compare if they were listed at the same time?
Great question.
Side by side,
so
identical.
Who asked that question?
This is, and Mike Buchensky, Carrie Rock, if you're watching, Mike Buchensky just donated his $25 gift card to Marco's Pizza to Carrie Rock, and he says, I donate my pizza gift card to Carrie Rock for his service to this country.
Oh, my.
How amazing is Charlottesville? Mike Buchensky, that was amazing. Carrie Rock, you just won a $25 gift card to Marco's Pizza. The reason you won this $25 gift card to Marco's Pizza is because the man who won the gift card, Michael Buchensky of First Heritage Mortgage, is grateful for your service to this country, and he said, you can have it, Carrie Rock. So I'm crossing off on my whiteboard, Michael B., and I'm going to put...
I'm about ready to tear up here.
Carrie, I mean, that's amazing. Carrie Rock.
I'm about ready to tear up. You told me this. 2 years ago, you told me that this is going to take on this own little life. And I'm going to say this in front of everybody. I didn't believe you.
Well, the reason it's taking on its own life is because in a time and age where politics and social media is used to divide this country, we're creating positive content about a community and putting it in a news feed to give someone to watch and listen to that's not hate or crime or negative or killing or bad stuff.
Well, that was our...
We're doing good stuff.
We were not going to go down those roads. I actually thought you were going to say because of our dynamic and awesome personality.
It's because you wear spandex and tights on camera, Batman.
I got to tell you, I watched that and...
You got to answer that question because I want to know too.
Okay, you ready for it?
Yeah.
So who asked that question?
That
again?
is from Grace, who is watching the program.
And Grace is, I think, in Richmond.
She.
Look at this, huh?
Look at you.
So the answer to that question, Grace, is new construction will be more expensive because time has fixed that, right? So if we have a house on this lot and then we're building a new house on this lot, first of all, that lot acquisition is going to be way more expensive than that was. That's immediately driving up the price, and the cost of construction is way higher than that. So you know, again, there's so many details and all this stuff, but in a very general term, new construction will be more expensive than if you're going to renovate. Now, if you're gutting the house down to the studs and, stripping off, stripping it down to this bare bones.
So in that scenario, why not buy the recently renovated house and allow the new construction next door
Are you
to
allowed
drive
to win?
market
Are you allowed to
value?
win cards?
Why, you're saying that's a good...
That's a great question.
Yeah. Right, buy the recently renovated and allow the new construction, the bright and shiny, to drive value for your recently renovated.
So 2 reasons.
Okay.
3 reasons.
More questions coming in. I love the questions.
3 reasons.
Okay.
1, because Batman and Robin said so. No, I'm only kidding.
That's not a reason.
No, I'm only kidding. Look, the reality of it is that. So, do you remember the Brady Bunch?
Yeah.
Do you remember the house that they lived in
I had
the
a
Brady
crush
Bunch?
on Marsha Brady.
I believe that, actually.
I had a huge crush on Marsha Brady.
Marsha. When was the episode where she got hit?
She got hit with a football. Wasn't that Jan who got hit with the football, or was it Marsha?
Could be.
Was it Jan or Marsha who got hit with the football?
Who was the one that was the most popular?
Marsha.
I
Jan
think-
was the middle one. Cindy was the youngest.
No, it was Jan.
The middle one got hit?
I think it was.
Or
the
was
middle.
it Marsha who got hit with the football in the nose?
I know. Somebody knows.
Someone let us know. in the
That's a
feed.
card.
Okay, the first one to let us know if it was Marsha or Jan who got hit with the football in the nose wins a $25 gift card to Marco's Pizza.
We got
Put
a
it
lot
in
of
the
work
feed
to do
right
because we
now.
got to give 3 more cards
You're
away.
saying it's Jan. I'm saying it's Marsha.
I think it's Jan.
I think Marsha got hit in the nose. You're saying Jan got hit in the nose.
I think it's Jan. What do you think, Alfred?
Alfred doesn't know.
Alfred's
If
working.
it's about superheroes, Alfred knows.
Alfred's like, guys, I'm working. Leave me alone.
Yeah, he's like, I'm trying to keep the show on air.
I was not a big fan.
Finish your thought.
Yeah. I kind of. But to go back to that, if you remember that show, do you remember the design of the house?
Yeah.
Well, that was really cool and hip in 1960 something, but that's not now. So if I've got a house that was built in the 70s next to a brand new house, the designs are very different, right? So the kitchen is more functional. It's just the designs are just flat out different. I can't explain it any other way. So if I would rather spend a little bit more money. So let's say I got like a real master bath, right? A real walk-in closet, which would be in a new modern house. 1970s, not so much, right? Or all the physical design stuff. Am I stumbling through that?
No. There's a ton of people that are answering the question.
I gotta tell you, when you smile, it makes me extremely
There's a ton
nervous.
of people that are offering, and it's the answer according to everybody is Marsha. It's Marsha.
Okay,
Marsha got hit in the nose. I had a huge crush on Marsha.
Did we bet something?
Well, I mean, I think it was just a bet of pride. But the first person to put this in, it looks like the Buczynski family's getting a Marco's Pizza after all.
That was
because Sarah Hill Buczynski just said, it's Marsha, fellas, it's Marsha. And she was the first to announce Roy Wheeler's Sarah Hill Buczynski. Carrie Rock, $25 gift card. Sarah Hill Buczynski just got a $25 gift card to Marcos.
We're hell bent to give the Brzezinskis.
I know. They need some Marcos. Larry Rhodes says Marsha. Lauren says Marsha. Sarah just put a YouTube video to Marsha. Michael said, I Googled it right before her big date with Doug. Marsha Brady's brother accidentally hit in the nose with a football in a classic The Brady Bunch episode.
A little bit too much detail.
So much detail right there. I love this show. Larry, good answer, Larry Rhodes. Carrie Rock says, in regards to pricing, valuing resources, Zillow, Realtor.com, etc., which should a prospective buyer lean on more? And I have a feeling I know how you're going to answer this.
So why don't you answer it? Because I know you know what the answer is.
The answer is, and I've learned this by sitting across from the distinguished gentleman, contact the trusted advisor.
There you go.
Because a Zillow and a Realtor.com are not going to know the individual pockets of real estate in a community and how they're up or down. They just won't know.
But it's not going to answer the question that was just recently asked. So there's a let's twist that new construction renovation question around a little bit. Let's say we're in Lake Monticello, 1980s vintage houses, side by side, same exact house. One, I don't want to use the word fully renovated because it's kind of an open-ended thing. But let's say one that has its new HVAC system in it. It has a new roof on it because the roof is beyond its life. You know, so forth and so on, versus not. And even if it's 10% price difference, the newer version, or the updated version, or the one that is brought up to current with its basic systems, right, is going to sell long before the other one's going to sell, right? And so that's kind of the answer on that, I think. Maybe.
Yeah. I think you answered it.
Do not have a Western omelet before you come up to the show.
You voted. You were entitled to some
I
tradition.
We absolutely love doing that. I can't tell you how particularly after our day yesterday, we held hands.
You and Yonna?
Oh yeah.
You held hands when walking to the Nook from the car? That's awesome.
We held hands walking in, and matter of fact,
you guys often hold hands?
We do.
That's great.
We do. I just don't want to run away. That's the reason I hold them. Don't run away. Don't, please.
You want one of those?
No.
The moms with the kids.
Do not go there.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know that.
Yeah, we don't do that with our kids.
No.
Some people do.
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
I'm not going to criticize anybody.
I'm not saying you have to criticize.
But
you didn't do that with your daughters?
All I know is I do not let my wife's hand go. She might not come back. Come to think of it, she's actually got my keys in my truck right now.
And your credit cards.
My credit card.
And your banking information.
Well, she's the CFO of everything, so she runs all that stuff. So, hey, we started talking about this a little bit yesterday. Can we go back to our bet numbers?
So here's the bet for those that are watching. About how long ago do you think it was? This was probably
right in the no. This was
March?
weeks into the pandemic. This was in March.
So in March of this year, good night. You know that is 7 months ago almost.
The fact that we're doing this we're coming on our second year, aren't we?
Yeah, we're basically like 2-year anniversary of Real Talk. So in March of this year, the distinguished gentleman Keith Smith and I made this bet. We compared Q2 2019 to Q4 2020. And Keith Smith said Q4 2020 would beat Q2 2019 in 3 categories. Total sales volume, excluding new construction. Number of deals done. Is that right?
So that's what you said already.
Total sales volume, revenue-wise.
Okay.
Total sales volume, revenue-wise, number of transaction, and days on market.
So the first is the number of transactions.
Yeah.
Second is DOMs.
Yep.
Third is
total sales volume.
Well, the median sales price.
Well, you said it was about money on total money sales volume, and you said Q4 2020 was going to beat Q2 2019 in all 3 of those categories.
Yep.
And we bet a bottle of Denver Riggleman's bourbon.
And maybe Denver will drink it with us.
And hopefully Denver will drink it with us.
He won't be running. He won't,
right. I mean, have you noticed Denver's been very loose with the social media?
He has been.
Yeah, it's been very free flowing.
God bless him. So that number was 1,000 units in 19.
So Q2 2019, 1,000 homes were sold.
Literally flat on the nose.
1,000 homes
1,000 units, yeah.
Okay.
So right now,
And I'm gonna write this down.
because we can't do. You want to use my whiteboard?
You gave me an eraser. And we have 2 more gift cards to give away.
I know that.
Okay.
Here's your big eraser. Closed so far from October 1 to date is 344 units, but we currently have 537 in pending.
So 344 plus, how many are pending that are going to close in Q4?
537.
Okay, so I mean.
I've done the math for you
Yeah,
already.
what's the total?
881.
Okay, 881. So you have a delta of 119 units
Got
to
it.
beat me on total transactions.
But that's not necessarily true,
How do you figure?
because what we need to do
Why
is
did I make this bet with you?
well, we need to factor out. We need to factor in, not that we're going to bore people with math, but we need to factor in that percentage of pending that don't close.
Oh, okay.
So
you're
that's
saying all those pendings aren't going to close?
correct. I mean, you don't have 100%. 100% what's pending doesn't close. We actually have a percentage enough for that here. If I can find it, I can find it for you. So basically there's a 8.9% differential. So if you want to do simple math, we'll call it 10%.
10% of 890 of
No.
530 something.
537,
So you're talking about 53.
somewhere around there.
So you're looking at probably like 150 that you have to make up between now and the end of the year.
I would say I'm probably sitting strong today at 825.
Okay, so you have 175 units to get to the 1,000 units that were sold in Q2 last year.
And if I buy the 15th of this month, what's today? This the 3rd?
So you basically aren't going to win this portion of the bet. Unless a lot homes go under pending in the next couple weeks, because it's 60 to 90 days to close these bad boys.
I need to produce, in order for me to get there,
You need about $150 to go under contract.
I need a $150 pending from today until about the 15th.
Yeah, you need
It's the
150.
15th of Sunday. So I got
You need 150 homes to go under contract between now and November 15th.
Otherwise,
or you're going to lose that.
I
portion
might
of
as
the
well just go get the bourbon.
bet. Okay. So next, go to the next portion of the bet. Total
Well-
sales volume.
Well, see, I won't know that because it hasn't. That's something we won't know.
But you have the 2019 Q2 numbers for total sales volume.
I do. I broke it not by volume. I broke it by the medium sales price.
Okay.
Of 323. I don't have the sales
The one
volume.
thing that you have going for you is Q4 2019.
Yeah, but I
is
got hit
homes
all-
are more expensive.
But I got to hit all three though.
Well, I mean,
I got to hit all three. That was the
regardless,
deal.
we're going to be hanging out as homies drinking bourbon. And the economy's doing better from a real estate standpoint. This is a really good question that just came in. Are you ready for this one?
Yeah, I am.
I have a feeling Andy Wilfong is about to win a $25 gift card to Marco's. In your experience, Keith, how important is the schools for a first-time home buyer? Second, what's the best advice for a seller for getting the most out of a 30-year home that's about to be put on the market? Should we rent and wait until spring or summer? What's the best time of the year to sell?
So if Mrs. Smith was sitting across from me, she would cringe on the school question.
Why?
I'm not supposed to give you my opinion.
But that's the reason Crozet blew up.
That may be the case, but I can't. So what we need to do
You can't give an opinion on schools? I didn't know that.
as a licensed professional, I can give you the resources, but I can't say this school is better than that school.
So you can say, here's the rankings of the schools.
I can provide the information.
But
to
you can't say Western is better than so-and-so.
I cannot do that.
Understood. I did not
Can't
know
do
that.
that. No. So well, that's part of our code of ethics. It's also
your ethics.
it's also the licensing law. I cannot do that. So
How important is the school system for a first-time home buyer?
the answer to that question is huge.
It's hugely important.
Hugely important. I can't say Fulvana School Systems is better than Crozet. That's a decision you need to make yourself. We'll give you the data to make it, but I cannot do that. So I'm going to ask Mrs. Smith a question right now, and she may get a gift card out of that.
You're going to ask Yonna a question?
Did I do a good job? Did I answer that correctly, Mrs. Smith?
Mrs. Smith, did your husband do well? The second part of Andy Wilfong's question, what's the best advice for a seller for getting the most out of a 30-year home that's about to be put on the market? Should we rent and wait until spring or summer? What's the best time of the year to sell? I'm going to say the best thing you should do would be to contact Keith and Yonna Smith to sell this house.
Yeah. Seek a trusted advisor. Seek a trusted advisor. We would love to help you, but seek a trusted advisor. So here's the answer to that. So thank you. And who's this gentleman?
Andy Wilfong.
So, hey, Andy, you're doing great, brother, because you're going to win a card out of this if I can figure out where all my little pages are here. I'm all totally out of control. So it's the last slide, Judah, please. So slide number 3. So what it says, houses are flying off the market because they are so few available to buy. So we just went through this, 1.9, 1.1, 1.2.
List the house right now.
Get it done.
Andy, if you were ready to list your house right now, the best money you're going to make on your house is probably right now because there's such little inventory on the market.
Slide 3 up?
Interest rates are so low, and people with bags of money from densely populated areas are coming to this area to buy up houses. So he can make more money probably now than any time.
See that?
And the numbers back it up, Andy.
This is a 28-page report from Lisa Sturtevant from the Virginia Housing. She's the chief doctor, I should say. All these little notes, now's the time to do it.
Well, you even think summer and spring, there's going to be way more competition on the market because you think consumer confidence is going to be higher. You think we're going to have the vaccine, we're going to have this COVID thing a little bit more under control. And because this COVID thing is going to be managed a little bit more, spring and summer, there's going to be more houses listed for sale. And because of the more competition, you may potentially not get as much ROI as if you listed right now. Is that accurate?
That is accurate. 71% of the houses in the month of September are sold less than a month.
So you hear that, Andy? If you want the most money for your house,
and
here's the path to success. Direct message Keith, list the home this week. It's going to sell immediately if it's in good condition. I'm sorry. Pump the brakes, Robin.
Pump the brakes, Robin. Get a trusted advisor to get in there, take a look at your house. We'd love to do it for you. But get in there, get a trusted. Any one of the realtors that are watching this can do just as good a job as Yonna and I. Get them in there, take a look at it, because the house has to be ready for the market. It has to be ready for photographs. It has to be decluttered, or not. And we'll walk you through, or any one of these trusted advisors will walk you through that. And we've had this discussion before when a realtor would walk you through that, and we may see a water stain on the ceiling from a leaky bathroom from the second story that was fixed 10 years ago, but the stain is still there. We're immediately going to say, paint that before we
list it.
Just paint it before we list it. We know it's good. We know it's no problem. But if somebody walks in, it's going to, the path of least resistance. So he's surely earned a card.
Yeah, Andy, you've earned a card here. You're going to get a $25 gift card to Marco's Pizza. Andy Wolfong, the house is in Briarwood. It will be ready by Christmas. I'm heading back over to clean it right after I vote.
There you go, buddy. Yeah, so
14 other realtors just liked his comment right.
Good for you guys.
Good job, Christopher Eagle. We love you, Christopher Eagle. Real Estate 3.
ABC. Always be closing. Guess who's not getting a card? Christopher Eagle. I'm only kidding, Chris.
He's joking, Christopher Eagle. 14 agents just liked Andy's comment.
So these renovation things we're talking about, it's important to track the inventory, right? The months on market. Stop laughing.
Andre Xavier, you are correct. Now is the time to sell. The market will shift in 2021 and will become a buyer's market versus the seller's market we are in right now. I mean, I just think what's going to happen is after this election, we're not talking politics, but after the election, the news cycle is going to be more about managing COVID. It's going to be more about we can do this. It's going to be more about getting to rapid testing and then potentially a vaccine. As that news cycle shifts, consumer confidence is going to increase. And then spring and summer, more people are going to feel comfortable listing their homes and having people potentially walk in their homes. I mean, that's how I see it. But I learned from you.
So literally, I'm going to give you the data on consumer confidence because it's in this package that I spent time reviewing it this morning. Unemployment is also starting to change drastically back into the positive end of it. And to go ahead and not bore people, look, I don't think the election is going to have any impact on it. And there's 4 reasons why.
On real estate.
On real estate.
I don't think it is either.
There's 4 reasons for it. And this is important. Demand is the strongest among what age group right now?
For purchasing homes? I mean, it's got to be either millennials or baby boomers.
Millennials.
Yeah.
Largest generation out there is going to start buying houses.
Millennials.
And you know why?
Well, yeah, because they're ready to...
They're at this point in their lives.
Yeah, they're ready to get their own personal savings account through real estate.
They're marrying their partners. They're having children or 4-legged furry.
Christopher Eagle said, I had to like Andy's comment. Keith Smith said a little while ago he liked my Ric Flair style when I was on your show.
I like his Ric Flair style.
He brings some energy.
He does. We got to bring him on. We've been saying this all along. We got to do this.
I mean.
Yeah, I know. Okay, buddy. I don't know. He was awfully fast with that like, though.
He liked it right away.
I like it.
I think he just sent over a listing agreement.
So you know what that's called?
What's that called? ABCing.
Moxie.
Yeah, chutzpah.
Chutzpah. He's got a little bit of chutzpah. So, when the Wall Street Journal is reporting millennials will view as the perennial home renters are reluctant to buy are now emerging in force to buy. And COVID had a lot to do with that.
Of course.
They were like, well, hold it, time out. I want to go out to Christopher Eagle's neck of the woods, right? Look at that, Christopher. I threw stuff your way. Out to his neck of the woods in Crozet and have a little bit of room. And, millennials always, one of the great things about millennials, much like the baby boomers or much like the empty nesters, that's why when you go out to, let's say, our friend James King's King Family Vineyard on a beautiful day like this, what's the 2 groups you typically see?
I mean, you normally see baby boomers and millennials.
And
kids with millennials.
people that look like me.
Well, you're a baby boomer.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, baby boomers and millennials. Aren't you a baby boomer?
I am, unfortunately.
Yonna, is he a baby boomer? I think he's a...
We're baby boomers, yeah.
Yeah.
We're right on the...
Isn't that the 2 emerging groups?
Yeah, because
Baby
we want
boomers and
we want
millennials?
the same thing.
Right.
Actually, we're going to do a show here sometime in November talking about why you want to buy a single-level home, the benefits of that. I've been researching that, pretty neat.
A single-level home, a 1-level living home.
Absolutely.
Those are all the rage.
Been the rage for quite some time.
Yeah.
But the short answer to that is you have a broader resale appeal, right? The 2 buyer pools that want to go ahead and do that.
Yonna says, yes, we're baby boomers, Keith.
Yes, dear. So
We got one more gift card to give away.
okay. How much time we got?
I know. That's why I'm getting the evil stare over here. Can I make a suggestion for the 4th gift card?
I'd like to do it.
Okay, sure.
If you don't mind. Mr. Eagle.
Christopher Eagle.
Were we thinking the same?
I was actually going to say Stephanie Rhodes.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
I mean, we're going to get more. You want to do rock, paper? Let's do rock, paper, scissors. Best out of 3. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
No.
If you win, you get Christopher Eagle. If I win, I get Stephanie Rhodes.
I think, can we twist it around a little bit?
Oh, how are we going to twist it around?
Both watching?
I believe so.
So the most wittiest comment to make Keith and Jerry laugh gets the card.
No, well, how about a rock, paper, scissors competition?
I don't remember how to play that.
You say rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I don't remember that.
Best out of 3, first to win 2.
I grew up in Brooklyn. You played stickball and you dodged cars. Who the hell did that stuff?
You played rock, paper, scissors.
I don't know how to play it.
Judah, he does not know how to play rock, paper, scissors.
Come on. I really don't. I've never played it.
You've never played rock, paper, scissors?
We grew up in the streets, man. I didn't do that. How about we do this? We'll do, right, 1, 2, 3, and if you do one, with odds and evens.
With me, you, and Judah?
No.
I mean, it can't just work with us. If I shoot a 1 and you shoot a 2, who wins? If it's only 2 people, odds and evens. It's got to be 3 people for
So I
us.
tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to get a second card.
No, you're not going to do that. Are you going to do that?
No. This is a tough call.
I mean, I think rock, paper, scissors might be
right,
the
so
most democratic
show me slowly
thing.
how-
Lauren says rock, paper, scissors is going to be hysterical if you guys do that.
All right. We'll do it.
Can you set up the cameras for rock, paper, scissors? Just as long as we're doing it right next to the mic, it's going to be fine.
All right. Walk me through this slowly.
All right. Okay. So it's
Keep it second grade.
rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay.
And you either shoot scissors, rock, or paper. And best out of 3 is the first one to win 2 games.
Anybody here that grew up in the city, you don't play these games.
This is the first person I've learned. Kerry Rock just offered his gift card to Christopher Eagle to solve the problem.
Because I don't want to embarrass myself. I'll wear a spandex suit.
Did you hear that? Charlottesville is amazing. Kerry Rock just donated his $25 gift card to Christopher Eagle and to Stephanie Rhodes so they can each win a $25 gift card.
And Mr. Smith doesn't embarrass
And now
himself.
Keith Smith doesn't have to play rock, paper, scissors. Kerry Rock, you're amazing.
Rock, paper, scissors, and then I do...
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Shoot. So if we do both, we got to do it again.
You have to do it again.
Okay, let's try it.
You want to do it?
Let's try it.
All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, we both have to do it again.
Tie.
Okay, Judah goes, that's a tie, Keith. That's a tie. Keith.
Remember what I said, how I keep it at second grade level, and that's insulting to second graders?
Christopher Eagle says, I won't take it from Kerry Rock. He was in the military. Kerry Rock should get... This is an amazing community. All right, are we going to do rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, we tied again. All right, you ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. No, you're cheating and changing mine based on what I'm throwing it on. Yes, you are. You're looking. You have to throw it right at the same time.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. You're cheating. He's cheating. Judah even says he's cheating. He's cheating.
Look at the time.
Paper, scissors. We have to go. All right, the winners
You know,
are...
I got to tell you, I was not embarrassed at all.
Yonna says this is hysterical. I love it.
I was not embarrassed at all in my Batman spandex suit.
You got embarrassed playing rock, paper, scissors?
I never played it before. What
This
do I
is
know?
legitimately the first time you've ever
This is
played?
the first time I ever played it.
And you're 49 years old?
Add a decade to that.
59 years, first time playing rock, paper, scissors. $25 gift cards to Marco's Pizza. How are you going to get these prizes to the people? Are you doing that?
We got to take pictures of it.
Because you have MarieBette gift. Are you? Yonna, your husband is not keeping up on who's winning the gift cards, and it's going to snowball and steamroll him. You got to do this.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
We'll take
All
a
right.
picture of it. I've already communicated with the folks from
The other ones you have?
God, you're a pain in the butt.
I'm just sorry. I'm sorry.
You know?
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to have your back.
You know?
I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Batman is...
You want to tell me to keep you?
Yeah, it's true.
I'm just listening to the boss. Sarah Hill Buczynski, you got $25 to Marco's Pizza. Andy Wilfong, you got $25 to Marco's Pizza. Christopher Eagle, actually he says no. Kerry Rock, you got $25 to Marco's Pizza, and Stephanie Rhodes. So the 4 people, Sarah Hill Buczynski, Andy Wilfong, Stephanie Rhodes, and Kerry Rock, all $25 gift cards to Marco's Pizza. Check out a DM from Keith Smith for those gift cards. Judah Whitcower is our director. This man is as honest and integrity and character and just legit people. If you're looking to sell a home, if you're looking to buy a home,
Call Mrs. Smith.
Keith and Yonna Smith. Keith and Yonna Smith, guys. Keith and Yonna Smith of the S Team Realtors. I loved it, my friend.
You know, I mean it. We have
This is
all
a good
kinds
idea.
of, you know, it's a great idea, and it's a lot of fun, and we get to do a lot of neat stuff, and we're gonna make one last minute PSA. If you can give me the moment to write.
Sure.
We know what everybody this is going to say.
I was going to say vote.
Vote.
Yeah.
Please do it. Please do it. I had a lot of fun, my friend.
Always. Sincerely mean that. You're A+ people. I very much enjoy this program because it's knowledge and fun.
You know, I really didn't know how we were going to top Friday.
Well, Friday's, I mean, we were wearing spandex and costumes. That's going to be hard to top. But today's show was legit.
I got literally DMs all weekend long.
That's great.
So what are you going to do next week?
Well, do we want to start wearing costumes every show?
No, we do not want to wear costumes. But
We should do another costume.
We'll
Maybe we do something for Turkey Day. Or we can dress up as like Santa and the elf for Christmas.
So we're going to be up and visiting our.
I don't like that you take vacations.
I know that.
Don't do this show in person.
It's horrible. I mean,
I look forward to doing this in person. And I don't enjoy it as much when you're not in the room doing it in person with me.
I love you dearly. You know that. And I love Judah and I love Liza,
Liza.
but I also love my grandson. So we're going to go visit our grandson.
We don't compete with Harry?
You do not even come close.
Okay, fine.
All right, close. But yeah.
Real Talk on the I Love CVille Network. He's back Friday at 10:15 a.m.
But we can do it on the Tuesday before because we're not leaving until after the show. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
We'll get up in a oh, have you ever seen this?
Are you going to dress as a gobbler?
Have you ever we got no more cards left. One of the best Saturday Night Live skits ever was Paul Simon dressed up as a turkey for Thanksgiving. Somebody should Google. Have you remember that one? Have you seen that one? He does this. He tries to be real serious. One of his serious songs, and dressed up as a turkey. It's a 1970s version, I believe, of Saturday Night Live when it was actually really Saturday Night Live, kind of like MTV when MTV was MTV.
Oh, that was back in the day. Now it's whatever it is now. We got to get out of here. Judah, thank you. Keith, thank you. Stephanie, Andy, Carrie, and Sarah, be on the lookout for a DM from the distinguished gentleman for your $25 gift card to Marco's. Carrie Rock said the winter wear drive for Do Good CVille is coming up. Anything you guys could offer from an attention standpoint, that would be great.
Cool.
Thank you, Carrie Rock, for that. I thoroughly enjoyed this guy.
We're gonna connect, and
Well, you're gonna have a DM from him.
I'm actually gonna connect and drop it off and learn a little bit about what he's doing.
Cool. Good work.
Great show, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You guys have a good afternoon. The show is going to be available on iTunes.
Who do you got on at
I Love
12:30?
CVille. He actually booked his first guest. Someone from his church.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for you.
I said, okay, you want to book a guest? Here we go. So if it goes well, he gets the props. If it goes bad,
Oh, you wouldn't do
it's
that.
not going to go bad. And I would do that too. Thank you for joining us, guys.
Vote,
You guys have a
vote,
good morning.
vote,
Go
vote,
vote.
vote.
Vote. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
Good work, Gino. Thank you, Instagram.